Good evening, good Sunday evening, and welcome to Sunday Night Satsang with John and
Michelle. Hi there, everybody.
We're coming to you live from a beautiful place called Morgan Bay, except we're not supposed to tell you because...
Best kept secret.
Yeah, that's right. Best kept secret. So hi to you. And tonight we're going to be looking at removing the barriers to inspiration to enable us to live an inspired life. And Michelle will give us a tiny little bit of a astrological update, and then we'll open and close with a guided meditation to help center us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lovely to
so
have
welcome,
you with us.
Yeah. And we love to know who we're talking to. So if you can hear us, just let us know and tell us where you're from, and press the like button. We love getting that, and also to help spread this information out, to help reach a broader audience. If you can, just click the share button as well. That really helps with us. So the like and share button. Thank you if you can do that for us. We really appreciate it. And
great.
if you want to see what a beautiful place we're in, if you're on my page, John Homewood 7, if you scroll down, you'll see some of the pictures we took in this afternoon. There was the most amazing, beautiful rainbow over the cliffs, and it was really beautiful.
Exquisite.
Anyway, I did post some photographs, so if you scroll down on the page, you'll be able to see some of those beautiful pictures. Morgan Bay is just on the border with the Transkei in the Eastern Cape in South Africa, so it's really beautiful. Yeah, and thanks to Antoinette for hosting us
at a beautiful place called Serenity.
Yes.
And it is serene.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
We also stayed at a beautiful place called Mud Hutters, which was amazing too. So
really. Thank you to Chris and Linda for spoiling us there as well.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Thank you. So thank you for joining us for our Sunday Night Satsang, and let's do the really important work that isn't work at all, and that's by centering ourselves into life, into reality, into the here and now. So settle back into your chairs. Hopefully you're comfortable, you've got enough cushions, and you've made arrangements that you won't be disturbed for the next little while. And just gently close your eyes and settle into your body. Your body is a temple. It's a sacred temple. And let's for a few moments just fully occupy this sacred temple with our awareness. And we do that by dropping our awareness from our story, from yesterday, tomorrow, from 5 minutes ago, dropping it into the body, connecting with reality exactly as it is in this moment. Becoming aware of the sensations of the body as a powerful portal into presence. So become aware of your feet. Become aware of where your feet are pressing right now, where they're resting. Become aware of your toes. You might like to take a moment to acknowledge each one of the toes in turn. They all play such a vital role in your body's functioning and also in your locomotion, your ability to move. Be aware of the arches of your feet, the heels, the ankles. Say a big thank you to your feet. Bring your awareness gradually up your legs, relaxing your calf muscles, your shin into your knees. Bless your knees. Up our thighs, into our hips. Settling our awareness into our hips and acknowledging the work that the hips do. Bring our awareness up the vertebra of the spine, right up to our neck, relaxing any tension you have in your neck. Maybe shrug your shoulders a little bit, just release any tension from the day. Bring your awareness over the top of your head into your forehead. Just become aware of any tension you hold in this moment in your forehead. Maybe relax and smooth away any worry lines that you have. It takes far more energy to frown than it does to be at peace. Bring your awareness now down to your jaw and see if there's any tension in your jaw right now. You might like to just slightly part your lips a little bit. Just relax your jaw. Place your tongue touching gently against the roof of your mouth, against the top teeth. Now bring your awareness gently to the tip of your nose. Become aware of the gentle in and out breath. Just allowing it to flow like the tide, like a gentle sea, bringing the waves in and the waves out. Becoming aware of the slight pause between the in-breath and the out-breath, and the out-breath and the in-breath. Being aware of that gentle flow of the breath, which is called the breath of life, a very sacred gift. Without this breath of life, we wouldn't be having the human experience. We can be without food for quite a few days, but the breath, only a minute or two. It's the most vital aspect of being human, is to have the gift of breath. And as we breathe, let's pay particular attention to the out breath. Watch the in-breath, but as we breathe out, let's make that out-breath slightly extended. So if we want to breathe into the count of, say, 3, and we breathe out to the count of 6. So we're elongating the out-breath, and as we breathe out, just relax your shoulders even more. The in-breath is a slight doing, but the out-breath is a surrender, letting go and aligning with life and trusting that with the out-breath there will be another in-breath. So this breathing is a process of aligning with life and trusting that life will meet your most fundamental need, which is the breath. Trusting life to breathe you. And as we breathe in the present moment, the alignment with life. And as we breathe out, we release everything that no longer serves us. We just let it go. So we're breathing in, and then we are releasing, we're letting go, we're surrendering. And as we surrender, we sink down deeper into our body, and we become aware of the breath as it moves our tummy. And if we breathe from a deep diaphragm movement, a relaxed response, as we breathe in, we push our tummy out. And as we breathe out, we bring our belly button back to touch the spine. So we're breathing in from the lower diaphragm, and then relaxing and releasing the out-breath. And with every out-breath, we're just relaxing that little bit more, sinking deeper into our body, down into the present moment. Irrespective of the challenges in the world around us, irrespective of the ups and downs of the journey that we call the human journey, right now in this present moment we can find peace, irrespective of anything around us. And by aligning with this present moment and allowing the breath to guide us, we become an instrument of transformation, an instrument of positive transformation for the world. For the more we hold peace in our awareness, the more peace shines through us into the world, miraculously changing the circumstances and the situation that the world finds itself in at this stage. So it is our duty, I believe, to align with presence, to become a vessel for peace to flow through us into the world. And we do that not by controlling, not by manipulating, but by opening. And it's the out-breath that opens our heart. It's the out-breath that clears us, enabling new energy to flow into us. It's in the out-breath that we align more fully with our true essence, which one can call being, one can call spirit. So with the out-breath we align with the true essence, the spirit of life. And in this moment, as we breathe peacefully, we become aware of the hearing, the faculty of listening. So right now hear the furthest, faintest sounds that you can hear. We where we are situated, can hear the slight murmur of the sea. What is your faintest, furthest sound that you can hear right now? And as you listen, become aware of how much quieter you become inside as you truly listen. Because to hear, one has to be still. One has to be completely present to truly listen. And in the stillness we find beauty. And in beauty we find love. And all of this is held in the space of peace. Now take a very deep breath in, filling your tummy up, and then a long, long relaxing breath out, just letting everything go. Let's try that again. A very deep breath in, blowing your tummy up like a big ball. And then that lovely, long, relaxing, surrendering breath out. And when you're ready, you may gently open your eyes and just see how you feel in this moment. See if you feel more centered, more present, and more at peace. And if you do, well, you're a channel for peace to enter this world. Thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
It was lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us again. It's always so lovely to have you with us. And we're going to be talking about inspiration and the blockages that we sometimes feel that we have to inspiration. And I'm not going to do much of an astrology update, but I will do a little one because there's a lot of energy around.
We just went through a lunar eclipse this last week, didn't we?
Yeah, lunar eclipse, and we're headed towards a solar eclipse in just over a week's time. So that's a lot of energy, and it's much longer lasting. So a lot of people are feeling very strong energy, very strong shifts, and some of us very strong challenges as well. Emotions coming up, old stuff coming up for clearing. And I think the thing to remember is just that we're in the process of shifting, and shifts are never necessarily easy. So if the energy is very big for you, it's just to up your levels of self-care and compassion and kindness to each other as well. I think that we're living in very polarized times, and I think it's very easy to judge and to sort of say, well, you know, how can you believe that, or how can you believe that, and why do you believe that, and how can you do that? And I think that a little bit of compassion goes a long way to everybody. I think everybody's trying the best that they can to do what they need to do with their situation and their circumstances. So I think that's a big theme. We've entered into eclipse season, which is actually the eclipse season that we're in is along the axis of communication, of truth versus head knowledge. So we're being sort of flooded with a lot of information at the moment. So it's about discerning what's true and what's not. But really the focus is on communication very strongly. We have Venus at the moment in Gemini, the Sun in Gemini, and Mercury in Gemini. And Gemini is really about the mind. It's about the power of communication. It's how we speak, how we engage, how we listen or not, what we consume, what we choose not to consume. So it's really, it's all kinds of communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication. So at this time, the theme of communication can come up for a lot of people. So you might feel not heard, or you might feel that you can't speak your truth, or you really want to, but you don't know what to say or how to say it. So it's a very big theme this month, particularly because Mercury's busy going retrograde. And whenever we enter Mercury retrograde specifically, Mercury is the planet that rules the mind. It rules the sign of Gemini. So there's a very big theme here about revisiting, relooking, and just kind of reassessing your communication. So if a particular way that you're communicating isn't working, then it might be a good idea to try something else. And so there's a very strong focus for the next few weeks on that. And to help with that, we've actually chosen that as our theme for Inner Space this month, which is our ongoing platform, our ongoing community platform, where we basically go into it in more detail. We have 2 Zoom calls. We have a whole lot of journal questions, which we've been putting together for you, a meditation. So we really focus in on that theme. So to help you really navigate the energies of any particular time. So that's what we try and do with all our programs, is to tune in. I can tune in by astrology, and then also intuitively tune in with the energy and see what we can actually help you with. So if communication's up this month, then that's what we're focusing on. So it's going to be a big month for communication. So just watch, what you're saying, what you're thinking, what you're ingesting. I think we sometimes don't realize what we're ingesting in terms of media, what's coming at us all the time. We're kind of more aware, of some of us, of what we're eating, but we're often not aware of our energy field and our minds. And are our minds full? Are we purging our minds? Are we actually letting stuff go? Or are we just consuming more and more and more and more, and then wondering why we're confused or strung out? So it's really just to give your mind a break as well, to bring yourself back, spend time in nature. We've been spending as much time as we can, and it really does cleanse you. I mean, we were sitting working today, and then our friend Antoinette sent a message and said, "Look at this!" And there was a double rainbow. And so we both said, we're going to stop working for half an hour and go and see the rainbow. And it was unbelievable. It actually completely shifted, didn't it? It shifted our energy. It inspired us, actually, to carry on and to do this satsang. Just a little bit of a break. But, Mother Nature showing us her glory. Just incredible. So inspiring. So I believe Mother Nature will always inspire us.
Yeah, and that particularly tonight, looking at that rainbow. I mean, what is from a biblical point of view? It's a promise, and it's
a promise.
We get so brainwashed and influenced by the world of the media, and yet there's something much bigger than the media. The creator of the whole universe, or the energy or the intelligence that created the universe, is infinitely more powerful than anything going on planet Earth at this time. And it's to surrender to that, and it's to hand our power to the real power, and not to be manipulated through the mind, which is what Mercury's about, the mind manipulation, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's interesting, what you're saying about feeding ourselves on communication, and that's on the media. And the best thing I think I've ever done in my whole life is 15 years ago, I got rid of the television set.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a television in the home for 15 years. And it was honestly the best thing I ever did. And you look at people who have televisions, and their sort of vibration is far more heightened in the fear arena, because I believe media is designed to scare us, so that we will buy something or buy into something.
Well, I mean, they don't broadcast media just for our enjoyment.
No.
I mean, I was in advertising for 20 years, that's for sure. They broadcast because they want to sell you something. And so they'll do whatever they need to do to get you to watch, so they can sell you stuff. So it's just to know that, and that it does indoctrinate us, whatever we're watching. So I think this month especially, pick carefully what you're watching.
Yeah.
Watch
what you feed yourself.
Watch beautiful stuff. If you want to be inspired, watch good stuff. Keep yourself informed as much as you need to, and then for the rest of the time, feed yourself with good guidance, with inspiration, with inspiring stories. There are beautiful stories out there. We tend to focus on the disgusting, hideous things that are happening, and there are incredible stories that are happening on a daily basis with people who are surviving the odds, and who are making change, and who are contributing. So that's really, let's focus there.
Yeah, and it's to realize that we have so much power within us, and it's the power of vibration, it's the power of frequency, and generally the media will bring your frequency down.
Yeah.
Where when you get into nature, as like we did early on this afternoon, and your vibration rises and raises,
amazing.
and it's so much more empowering to be feeling good than being feeling bad. And when you're feeling good, you radiate that energy into the world around you, and I believe you become a portal for light into this world, which is what we need at this time, rather than feeding the flames of fear. So I think it's vital, and also to realize for those people who are concerned about their health and about viruses floating around, to realize that when you are in a fear environment, a fearful environment, when you feed yourself fear, your immune system gets absolutely diminished. So if you really would like to boost your immune system, and let's face it, the pharmaceutical industry has absolutely nothing on the body's ability from its immunity situation. The body's natural immunity is far more powerful than any medicine we can take. And I would personally suggest that we do everything we can to boost our immunity and to raise our frequency and vibration. And obviously putting media into your body that diminishes your vibration, not a good thing. Food, eating organic if you can, eating healthy stuff, going for walks in nature, getting sunlight on your body, vitamin D. And vitamin D, by the way, is absolutely number one in boosting your immune system. There's no doubt about it. It's absolutely number one. And if you would like information on how to boost your immune system, I have 13 steps written out for you with many, many links backing up what I'm saying on my website. That's johnhomewood.net. johnhomewood.net, and if you just put in there boosting your immune system, the article will come up. And I would suggest at this time we need to boost our immune system. Definitely. I think it's absolutely vital, both from a physical point of view, but also from a spiritual point of view. So what can we do to boost our spiritual immune system? Well, the topic for tonight is to remove the barriers to inspiration. And let's look at, first of all, what it is to be inspired. What is it to be inspired?
Well, we were inspired earlier by the rainbow. So I always get inspired by nature. I was married to a sculptor at one stage, and somebody once said to him, "How do you find your inspiration?" He was a wildlife sculptor, and he said, "Well, I just turn around 360 degrees and there'll be a whole lot of ideas and inspirations right there." And that's so inspiration for me is just open your eyes, because there's inspiration everywhere, particularly in nature, because it's not man-made and it's organic. And it's mysterious, and there's always, for me, we were talking about the rainbow earlier. There's a play between light and dark, and they're metaphors. Nature gives us metaphors. It inspires us. It inspires great works of art and poetry and songs. Why? Because it ignites something in us. It connects us with something bigger. You're looking at a rainbow from a cliff, and the rainbow fills the sky, double one. It's awe-inspiring, actually, when you just think about all the conditions that have to coalesce to make that rainbow happen. So for me, if I'm feeling kind of stuck, and today was a bit of a heavy day energetically, astrologically, the Saturn and the moon were very close together, and there's a whole lot of stuff happening. Saturn's just moved retrograde, Mercury's moving retrograde. So there could be a feeling of sluggishness for some people. And if you're feeling sluggish, to get outside and just change your state. That's it's not inspiration specifically, but it can actually move you into that state of inspiration. Because inspiration is really a state of presence, of being awake, aware, in line with the divine.
That's right. It's to realize that inspiration is to be in spirit. And in spirit is who you really are. It's just aligning with your true essence. You are spirit, having a human experience. And spirit and the word being is one and the same. And spirit and the word being and the word life are one and the same. And spirit and the word being and the word presence are one and the same. So the more present you can be, is the more aligned with spirit you can be. And the more aligned with spirit you are, then you open yourself up to be inspired. Now, inspiration is not something that happens in your mind. Inspiration happens, as for example, Michelle was mentioning, we went for a walk on the cliffs and the rainbow. And what happened is, in that moment, our minds were blown away by nature, by the magnificence of nature. And that is the opening for inspiration to come through you.
Yeah.
Because it's only your mind that blocks inspiration. So really, we're going to be talking about a few blocks and clearing the blocks, but in fact, there's only one block, and that is your thinking mind. That's your story that you're telling yourself. That's the story that you occupy your awareness on. Those are the 60,000 thoughts that buzz around in our brain every single day. Those are the blocks to inspiration. It's our mind. And so anything that we can do to clear our mind is very helpful in getting us back into alignment with spirit. And in alignment with spirit means to be inspired and to open up to that intuitive intelligence called life that is able to guide us and direct us.
Yeah, and I think, we often say this person is so inspirational, or that person is so inspirational. When you really think about it, what is it? What do we mean when we say this person is inspirational? I see a comment there from my friend Everly saying, thank you for your inspiration and love. And I'll say that just thinking about Everly posts, she lives at the coast in Natal, on the north coast of Natal, and she posts pictures of the sunrise almost every single day. And they are inspirational, Everly, because what they do is when you look at them, there's that, it brings you in to the present. It brings you into that awe-inspiring place. So we can inspire people when we don't even know we're inspiring people, by just bringing them in, by giving them an image, giving them a poem, giving them a word. That, what does it do? It brings you in. As John said there, what we often say, it blows you away. It blows the mind away. Blows the mind away.
It was rather windy on the cliffs.
Yeah, it was a bit windy. It was cold too.
The wind blew our mind away.
But it blows your mind away.
Correct, yeah. And that's what nature, definitely helps us, blows our mind away. And so it's to realize, number one, that the major block that we have to being inspired and to being guided by that essence of spirit is a mind. And the more we feed our mind, the more we build those blocks. So the opposite of that is, let's let go of feeding the mind. And one of the things that feeds the mind, obviously, is the media. The media is designed to do that. It's designed to excite you, to put fear in you. And so,
or to press you.
To press you, yeah. So to really have a diet of letting go of media is a very good idea. I believe in that. And then is to look at your own thoughts. Where do you occupy your awareness on? Do you occupy your awareness on time? In other words, yesterday and tomorrow? Or how much time do you spend and how much of your awareness is focused in reality here and now? Because, for example, standing on the cliffs looking at the rainbow, there is no past, there is no future. You are supremely focused in the present moment. And that's what happens when you are in awe in nature, when you're inspired by nature. There is no time. There's just pure essence of presence. So the more we can occupy our awareness with the isness of life, the more we dissolve the barriers to being inspired and to that intelligence called inspiration, that intelligence called intuitive awareness as well. So it's really to do everything you can in your day-to-day living to bring your awareness out of your mind, out of past, out of future, out of fear or anxiety or regret or guilt, and come into the joy which is in this moment. Joy is always here in this moment, and joy is such a wonderful frequency of vibration to align us with inspiration.
Absolutely. Yeah. So inspiration is a beautiful thing because it's whatever we can do or say or hear that brings us into that place in spirit. So when we are feeling aligned, we are inspired.
Yeah.
That's it. When we're feeling off, we're not inspired because we're not in line. That spirit's always there. The inspiration's always there, but we tune out from it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a radio. And you're a radio station, remember the old radio stations with the little knobs? I do. And you used to have to tune it, and it would, and then you'd tune it into the station. Those other stations were still there, so the spirit's there all the time, but we are not tuned into it. We tune out of it because we get too involved in the stories in our minds. So our roommates, some of us have got a few of them in our heads that never stop talking. or the people around us, or whatever we're feeding ourselves with. So it's just I think it's just to make pauses during your day where you can actually tune in to spirit.
Yeah, that's a very important point, to realize that we don't have to go and look
No.
for inspiration. Inspiration is always here. We drift away from it. We, with our thoughts, with our preferences, with our judgments, with our attachment to time, particularly future and past, so we leave that essence of presence, which is spirit. It never leaves us. It's always here. So all we have to do is come back. And the coming back process is actually not that difficult, because it's our natural state. It takes effort to remove ourselves from spirit. It takes effort to remove ourselves from the beingness. It takes effort to remove ourselves from presence. Coming back to presence is our natural state. Coming back to spirit is our natural state, because we are spirit. It's who we are always. We can never not be in spirit. But we can create a story in our head where we make what isn't more real than what is. We're the only species that has the power to do that. And in that process, we disconnect from inspiration. We disconnect from being guided by this incredible energy, this joyous energy called life. Joy and peace are always here, but they get covered over with these 60,000 thoughts that we think a day. And just to know that, we're not going through an easy time at the moment. Michelle was mentioning, the last week or so with the moon and with all the emotional energies, the heaviness that's been going around. And maybe some of you have been experiencing that. If you have, you can just put us in the comments line and just let us know what's been happening with you. But it is a heavy energy. But this is beautiful also, because it's an energy of clearing, of letting go of what no longer serves us. We're going through what can be thought of as a graduation ceremony right now. And in order to graduate, we have to release all that no longer serves us, all the things that we have experienced, but we cannot carry them with us, or we can't enter the new state if we're still carrying the past with us. So it's a time of letting go, and that can be quite challenging, because so much of our identity is wrapped up in the past. I am my past, and the truth is, you're not. You are the I am, having a human experience, and it's the I am is the pure essence of being. That is the true essence of spirit. It's just the I amness. The John part is a story based in time. And if I'm attached to my story, then I'm disconnected from life. I'm disconnected from being. I'm disconnected from spirit. So this is, I believe, the universe wants us now to graduate. And so it is going to squeeze us in any which way it can to get us to awaken. Squeezing, when you get squeezed, what's on the inside comes out. And the circumstances, and we know, for example, there's a frequency called the Schumann resonance, which is very high at the moment, and we know that there's solar flares coming in, solar radiation coming in. We're going through the photon belt at the moment, so there's an increase in light photons hitting the earth at the moment, and this is very challenging for the old, for the mind, for the old essence of who we used to be. But it's actually a time of celebration, because we're moving into a much higher frequency now. And so this is a wonderful time. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, it seems to be so much darkness around. But in the darkness, there's contrast. There's beautiful, beautiful light. And we are very, very powerful. And wherever we put our attention, that grows. If we focus on what is wrong with us, or what's wrong with our lives, or what's wrong with the government, or what's wrong with the world, that will grow in our awareness. But if we start to focus on what's right with the world, if we start to stand in presence and see the magnificence of just this moment, and celebrate the joy of living just in this moment, here and now, that will expand in our awareness. We raise our vibration, and we become this wonderful portal for this light to enter this plane. We're transitioning from the third to the fourth dimension through into the fifth dimension. And it's a really beautiful, wonderful, an auspicious time to be on earth. Not easy at all. When something is birthed, it's not an easy process. And I've witnessed the birth of a few children in my time, and it's not an easy time at all. But it's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. As difficult it is, and as challenging as it is, it's also beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, a few people are commenting here that, it's challenging. I don't think we've ever known possibly such a challenging time. Not just energetically, just on every level. And I think that it's very important for us to be very, very patient with ourselves and each other. I said it at the start of this session, And I'm going to say it again. Be patient, be kind, be compassionate to yourself and to everybody else. And if stuff comes up for you that's very difficult, just know that it's got to come up, because that stuff's sitting underneath the surface, and in order to shift and change and evolve, it needs to come up so it can be cleared. And a lot of us are getting to this point where we're realizing what's really, really important and what really, really isn't important anymore. So I know a lot of people who are wanting to go away, or wanting to clear out, or wanting to get rid of stuff, wanting to simplify, wanting to downgrade. They're looking at their relationships, they're looking at the way they earn their living, they're looking at where they live, and they're going, doesn't feel right. This is the time where and there's not a knowingness about the future, because nobody really knows the future at this point. I mean, we never do. We think we do, but we don't ever really know the future. But it's quite hard to plan anything right now. So the only time that we can actually connect with a sense of peace is just to surrender that, okay, this is happening. This is what I can do right now. This is how I can negotiate this right now. I can flow with this right now. And if that means that I want to go outside and get some fresh air and get the cobwebs out of my head, or I want to go and look into a flower and just breathe, or I want to curl up in my bed and cry for an hour, that's okay. That's okay. If that's what you need to do, then do that. Because that whatever is coming up for you is coming up so that it can be cleared. It can be felt, it can be worked through, and it can be cleared. So don't see it as, you've gone backwards and why is this happening again, and why is the same old story happening again. Saturn retrograde will activate that. Saturn is our blocks. It's where we feel blocked. It's where we feel limited. It's where we feel fear. So when Saturn goes retrograde, what comes up? Our blocks, our fears, our insecurities, that comes up. So that we can see it. We go, oh my goodness, look at that. This person said this, and I'm right back into my little spiral pain body of insecurity or fear or whatever it is. And instead of judging that, it's just to see it and go, okay, I see you. I see you. As if you were a child. So if you had a little girl or a little boy and he came and said, Mommy, I'm fearful. You wouldn't slap the child. You wouldn't say, go away. You'd probably say, oh, sweetie, come. It's okay. Let me give you a big hug. That's what we need to do at this point. Not the judging, not the smacking, not the beating up, because you're not somewhere where you should be. Because most of the time we spend our lives, many of us, most of us, we're here, but we think that we should be there. So if we're feeling not so good, well, we should be feeling better. So let me get through this so that I can feel better. Or let me sort this out so that I can go there. Instead of just saying, no, this is what's happening now. Can I just be present for this now without judging it and trying to be somewhere else? And that's what retrograde energy is about. Retrograde energy is about revisiting, re-looking, and acknowledging what's coming up and allowing it, surrendering to it.
Yeah, so that's the very, very powerful tool for removing the blockages we have to living an inspired life, to living in alignment with life, to living in alignment with spirit. And it's the power of surrender. Surrender is such a powerful tool. And it's the one tool that the mind really doesn't like. It doesn't want to surrender because the mind gets its whole power from resistance. And right now it's just to recognize where the resistance is within you. That's the first step. Recognize that resistance. You may be resisting this emotion. You may be resisting external events. Surrender to it. It is what it is. If you can remember that statement, it is what it is. Allow what is to be, because it is already there. Resisting it doesn't change it. It just creates a blockage within you to inspiration as to how best to deal with this particular a situation. So the power of surrender and the practice of surrender is absolutely vital in living an inspired life and transitioning through the storm that we're going through at the moment with an element of centeredness and peace within you, because that will transform. You know, it's easier to awaken from a nightmare than a comfortable dream. You're more motivated to wake up if your life circumstances are very insecure or a bit terrifying. That's a time when you say there is a better way, and the better way is to come back into presence. You can always cope with the present moment. It's your thoughts about the future that disempower you. So thoughts about the past that disempower you. And so this power of surrender is just surrendering to those thoughts, to the feelings. Surrender. This is the way I'm feeling at the moment, and allow them to be there. And that's the portal into aligning with spirit. These are not easy times that we're going through. They're challenging. Yes, they are. But it's doable, and you can. There's nothing that you ever meet in the present moment that you cannot cope with. You can. And just a word here on reaching for something outside of yourself, reaching for future, or reaching for example, a solution that the pharmaceutical company gives you, for example, or reaching for some advice that the government gives you. I suggest at this time we need to be our own leader. We need to step into our own power. We need to trust the power of spirit within us, the power of inspiration within us, the power of intuition within us. Instead of handing our power to something outside of us, step into our power. You know, we spoke earlier about the immune system. The immune system is your power. It's the power of life itself. There's nothing more powerful than your immune system, than life. If we hand our power to something outside of ourselves, we disempower ourselves. And there's a price to pay for that. So it's to step back into alignment with life, back into alignment with spirit. That boosts our immune system, and that makes us vital and alive. And, you know, when you fall in love, just think of what happens to your body when you're in love. Your immune system is boosted. You're not going to get sick when you're in love. So in love is in love with life. It's to align yourself with life, what we call the vertical plane. And it's to become in love. Fear and anxiety is the opposite of that. It weakens your immune system. And at the moment, it's really, really important to come back into alignment with love and to realize that life, love, peace, presence, spirit is all in the vertical plane, what we call the vertical plane. We call the horizontal plane time. It's always about promising you a better future. It's
if I have that, then I'll be happy.
The carrot at the end of the stick, always chasing the future, and tomorrow never comes. Coming back into alignment with the vertical plane is when you align with life, with love, with presence, with peace, and with spirit. And that's where your true power lies. Not in some future utopia. Not there. It's in alignment with life, which is the fifth dimension.
And it's just to ask yourself, you know, with the energy at the moment, at any one moment, somebody just said here, surrender, surrender, surrender. What's the option, actually? What is the opposite of surrender? Well, it's resistance. It's saying, this shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't be like that. I should be there, not here. And if you can just feel into what it does to your body when you're in that state of resistance, it shuts you down. You automatically go into a stress state, and then you make adrenaline and your cortisol and all that kind of stuff because you're in resistance, you're in stress. So it's just to see, it's a choice to surrender, but it's really the only kind of intelligent, sane choice. Because what's the option? The option is, oh, no, I'm gonna resist this that's happening, even if it is happening, which is insane because it's happening. So like resisting it is futile because it's happening. So if you can just say, yes, this is happening. I surrender that this is happening. I accept that this is happening. Then you can make actions from that place of acceptance, but you're not in resistance. Because as soon as you're in resistance, you're creating more stress. You're demolishing your immune system. You're stepping out of alignment with the divine. That's what you're doing. So as long as we know that, so at any one moment we can say, am I actually aligned? Am I in spirit? Or am I have I tuned out of it? Have I gone onto another station, onto the stress station? And then you can bring yourself back. So it's just the awareness. And usually it's body awareness. Usually you can feel it in your body when your body goes stiff and you feel closed down. You know, I've gone into resistance right now. And that's what's going to create the disagreements with other people, because you're not hearing what I have to say and you should be, or whatever it is, or you're not listening to me, or you're not doing what I want you to do. That's what's creating the angst and the disagreement and the conflict. That's what's creating conflict in the world. It's polarized.
Yeah.
This, that, then that can't meet these two. I mean, if there was some kind of unity, we wouldn't have all the rubbish we have on the planet.
Yeah.
So it starts with us.
Yeah. And the present moment is the point of unity.
Yeah.
Present moment is complete and whole. It's non-dual, where time is polarized. Time is all polarized. Past and future are polarized. Presence is. And just just something to help with surrender. Just a map to look at reality through. The earth is the exact distance it needs to be for life to happen on it from the sun. The moon is the exact distance from the earth that it needs to be to provide its energy to the earth. The earth itself is situated, third planet from the sun, exactly in the right place in our solar system. Our solar system is situated in exactly the right place in the Milky Way. And the Milky Way is situated in exactly the right place, and the perfection, the mathematical perfection, to fit into the universe. And the same energy that gets the Earth to rotate and gets the sun to rise and set every day, that gets Saturn and Pluto to be where they are in the sky, is also orchestrating your life. Your life is absolutely perfect, and everyone's life on earth is perfect. I know it can be challenging. Challenges are not imperfect. They're there to help us grow. They're there to help us shift. And we're going through a massive shift at the moment. Now, this intelligence, which I'm going to call life, that orchestrates the rotation of the earth and the positioning of the sun and the moon and all the planets and all the galaxies, this intelligence is vast and huge. And this intelligence is orchestrating your life. And this intelligence operates under the energy which we call love. It's a very compassionate, very caring, organizing energy. We call it the great organizing design. The great organizing design. And this energy has a plan for you. It has a plan for your family. It has a plan for your tribe. It has a plan for every single human being on earth. We're going through a challenging time. We're going through a graduation. We're going through a shift. And there is purpose in this. And there is outcome in this. That's divinely perfect. How we go through this, that's our creation. That we're going through this, not our creation. But how we go through it. If we go through kicking and screaming and resisting and building up anxiety and fear in ourselves, we have to balance that in time and space. Or we can go through with exhilaration, with excitement for the newness that is being born in our awareness every single day, accepting, surrendering, and aligning with spirit, aligning with presence, aligning with life in this moment, trusting this grand organizing design to have purpose and to align with that purpose, even though we don't understand it, even though we can't see it from where we currently stand. It is there. So that helps us surrendering, knowing that there is a higher energy in control of our lives, and to hand over to that. And that controlling energy, that highest controlling energy, is not fear, it's love. And our alignment with love will change the way we perceive life, and will also help with the birthing of the new earth, which is happening right now.
And I think just to end off that exactly, and I think just to end off is that just because there's difficulties or challenges, it doesn't mean that something's wrong, that you've done something wrong, that there's something out of line. I think many of us have the mistaken belief that life should be easy. So if we're doing everything right, then everything should be fine and perfect and smooth. And it's just not like that. So if we get rid of that as a map, that life doesn't necessarily have to be easy. And that if it's difficult at times, it doesn't mean that anything's wrong. It means that that's part of the design, because that's what's happening. And that gives a level of acceptance as well, because very often, I can't tell you how many times I've said it and other people have said it, you know, I'm doing everything right. Why is it so hard? Well, because it is. That's it. Because it is. It's part of the design.
And there's a gift in there.
It's part of the process. It's part of the thing. A butterfly can't come out of a cocoon unless it pushes its way out. A baby's got to push its way out of the birth canal. You know, a little baby chick's got to push its way out of the egg. It doesn't come easy, especially when there's a transition.
Yeah.
So it's just to know that, rather than expecting it to be easy and then be disappointed when it's not easy, and then going back into a cycle of blame and guilt and judgment that, you know, I've done something wrong because my life should be easy and it's not. No, it's not about that. If your life's challenging you, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe that's exactly what you've written into your life script, so that you can actually evolve.
Yeah. And one thing which most of us yearn for more than anything else at the moment is freedom. And we have a 13-week course coming up. It's starting on the 10th of June. It's called Journey to Freedom, and it's our number 8 that we're doing. Eighth one. And it really is a very powerful course. We give you 13 different modules to help with this journey to freedom, to help you free yourself from this troublesome mind that we have, that blocks inspiration, that blocks love from our experience, that blocks joy from our awareness. And so you can join us for the first week absolutely free, and it's a life vision week to help you focus on what is your life vision. So that starts on the 10th of June, and you can sign up at our website, which is journeysofawakening.com, journeysofawakening.com. We'll put the link below shortly. And you join us for the first week and try it out. And in that week, you get two 90-minute Zoom sessions with us. Yeah, you get plenty of journal work as well. And it's a very powerful course. So do join us. It's on the 10th of June.
Yeah, and then Inner Space, as I said in the beginning, we've got that starting on Tuesday. And the theme is communication. Yeah. Heart communication. Yeah.
And
so
all the details.
Go through what communication is, how we can communicate better with ourselves and others, verbally and non-verbally. Yeah. So
those offerings are on our website, journeysofawakening.com. Have a look at that, and please just help spread this word by pressing the like and the share button. That really does help with that.
We're also going to be setting up a Journeys of Awakening group, probably this week. Facebook group. So we're going to hopefully be having these on that group, but we'll keep you in touch. So if you get an invitation, please accept the invitation, because it's going to be a lot easier to have it all in one place. And that really creates a lovely community. So
Thank you. I'm going to ask Michelle to center ourselves for the week ahead, and just bring us into alignment with spirit, with inspiration. Okay. Thank you. And then don't leave, because we've got a nice affirmation for you for the week ahead.
Okay. So let's just make yourself comfy, settle down in your seat or on your bed, wherever you are. Take a beautiful, big, deep breath in, and then a releasing, relaxing breath out. Now breathe in for the count of 4, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Hold for a few seconds, and then breathe out to the count of 6 or 7. Really let all the breath just come out through your mouth if you can. It's as if you're blowing through a straw. And let's breathe in again to the count of 4. And then out. Whenever we breathe out on a longer out breath, we start to relax the body. Parasympathetic nervous system starts to relax when we focus on the out breath. We're releasing, we're surrendering. So now just gently with each out breath, see if you can surrender your body more and more. Let go. Soften the tension. So if if you can just drop into a softer, quieter, more gentle place. Just focusing on your breath, allowing your breath to breathe you, allowing life to breathe you, with very little effort on your part. This breath has been there from the very beginning, and it'll be there right until the very end. This miracle of breath, absolute miracle. So on each out breath, just relax a little bit more. Release, surrender, soften. Now imagine a beautiful golden light, a very beautiful golden light up above your head. And allow that light, bring that light in through the top of your head in a beautiful golden thread. So breathe it in as it comes down into your head and works its way right down through your body, a vertical golden thread of energy pouring into you, all the way through your body, all the way out through the bottoms of your feet and into the earth, connecting you with Father Sky and Mother Earth. On each out breath, just gently pull your energy in to this beautiful vertical golden line of light. Into the present moment. Connected with spirit, connected with the now. Fully tuned in. Just allow yourself to surrender. Soften your body. Relax your hands. And just keep bringing yourself into this core center line. This core center line intersects in your heart. Notice the quietness. Notice the peace. The stillness. The beauty of this precious moment. Connect with your heart. And that one spark of light that comes from this golden cord. Imagine that that little spark of light is right in the middle of your heart. It's always here. It's never, ever hasn't been here. It will always be here. And you can return to this light, this spark of the divine, which is who you are, anytime you want to, anytime you need to. It will never go anywhere. So allow yourself to fully surrender. Allow that light to just be there, as it always is. Open, ready to receive, ready to give, ready to radiate. Ready to help you navigate your way through anything that you have to face with presence, with love, with peace, with kindness. Allow your heart to expand. Allow the light in your heart to expand. And know that you are very, very loved and very, very supported, always. And that in the midst of any darkness, this light is always here, right here. I'll take a beautiful, gentle breath in and out. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes.
It's a beautiful energy, beautiful meditation. Thank you. And we can slip into a lovely evening sleep now.
Good.
Lovely week ahead. Let's just select an affirmation for the week ahead. And if you enjoyed tonight, please like and share. We have an affirmation card here. If you want to choose,
I do.
you choose.
Let me see which one I want. Okay, let me take one of those. I allow what is to be. This is love. That's beautiful.
I allow what is to be. This is love. I allow what is to be. This is love. That is beautiful. And love will get us through. Whatever the challenge, whatever the problem, however dark the storm, love will get us through. Believe in love more than fear.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless. You are so loved. You are so divinely protected, if you want to think of it that way. And you are exactly what the universe needs in this moment.
Yes.
Just you. You divinely positioned.
Exactly as you are.
Exactly as you are. You are unique and you're blessed with this, to be here on earth at this time. So thank you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to meeting up with you next week in the Satsang. Yeah. God bless.
Thanks, everyone.
Nighty night.
Night night. Sleep tight.